Good morning. I would like to call the Organizational Leasing Corporation meeting is now called to order. Please stand for the pledge, followed by the Kids at Hope Treasure Hunters Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As an adult and a treasure hunter, I am committed to search for all the talents, skills, and intelligence that exist in all children and youth. I believe all children are capable of success, no exceptions. Okay, so at this time, I would ask Judge Shanique Maynard is going to administer the oath of office to our newly re-elected constitutional officers in the following order. Ms. Debbie Hawley, residing in District 1, will be followed by Dr. Donna Mills, residing in District 3, followed by Mr. Troy Ingersoll, residing in District 5. Doug, can you make sure the mic's on? Okay. Perfect, thank you.
I, Debbie Hawley,
I, Debbie Hawley,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution
that I will support and defend the Constitution
and the government of the United States and of the state of Florida,
and of the government of the United States and the state of Florida,
that I am duly qualified to hold office
that I am duly qualified to hold office
under the Constitution of the state,
under the Constitution of the state,
and that I will well and faithfully perform
and that I will well and faithfully perform
the duties of a St. Lucie County School Board member,
the duties of a St. Lucie County School Board member,
on which I am now about to enter,
on which I am now about to enter,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do y'all want to just take a picture? One family picture. Dr. Mills, if you would come up.
I want to make a special disclosure here. Judge Maynard is my daughter.
Yes, so this is very special
This is
for
my
me.
baby.
And guess what? She's my daughter too.
Okay, step up to the microphone, Mommy. All right, if you would raise your right hand. I, Donna Mills,
I, Donna Mills,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution and government of the United
the
States
Constitution and the government of the United States
and of the state of Florida,
and of the state of Florida,
and that I am duly qualified to hold office
and that I am duly qualified to hold office
under the Constitution of the state,
under the Constitution of the state,
and that I will well and faithfully perform
and that I will well and faithfully perform
the duties of a St. Lucie County School Board member,
the duties of a St. Lucie County School Board member,
on which I am now about to enter.
on which I am now about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Okay, and last but not least, we have Mr. Troy Ingersoll, who I've known since childhood. So, right hand, there you go. Please repeat after me. I, Troy Ingersoll,
I, Troy Ingersoll,
do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support, protect, and defend
I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution and government of the United States
the Constitution and government of the United States
and of the state of Florida,
and of the state of Florida,
that I am duly qualified to hold office
that I'm duly qualified to hold office
under the Constitution of the state,
under the Constitution of the state,
and that I will well and faithfully perform
that I will well and faithfully perform
the duties of a St. Lucie County School Board
the
member,
duties of the St. Lucie County School Board member,
on which I am now about to enter.
on which I'm now about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Judge Maynard. Have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you. Okay, this is part of the program that we are going to open our nominations for chairman. Do I have any nominations?
Mr. Chair,
Oh, can I nominate first? Or you wanna-
up to the superintendent to.
Madam, Ms. Hawley, go ahead.
I'd like to nominate Mr. Troy Ingersoll for the position of chairman.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Do we have any other nominations? Oh, wait. Yes. Okay, all right. Troy, okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. The new chair. Congratulations.
Well, thank you so much. At this time, we're going to go ahead and elect a vice chairman. Do I have any nominations?
Yes, you do. I'd like to nominate Mrs. Hawley for vice chair.
Mrs. Hawley for vice chair. Okay. I have a nomination from Ms. Hawley. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. Any discussion? Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to make a nomination as well.
Okay.
I'd like to nominate Jack Kelly for vice chair.
Sure thing.
We decline that nomination.
Okay. Mr. Kelly declines the nominations, so we have a motion on the floor. We have a second. There's no discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Congratulations, Ms. Hawley. Okay, moving on, we're going to have appointment of members to our committees, board members, and this time we do have to go over them, and we do need a consensus on them. You've had the opportunity to look at these committee assignments. There is one missing, the Homeless Advisory Committee. But before we discuss that, does anyone want to make any changes to their committee, or they want to stay on the committee that they have?
They all look pretty good to me. Worked well the last 2 years, so.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like we have consensus, but before we take a vote, let's go ahead and find out who's going to be number 6 on the Homeless Advisory Committee. Does anyone want to serve on that? This is one that we have to serve on for the county. This is a new county board. Okay. Let the record reflect, Ms. Holly will serve on that committee, and then I'll be her backup. So, Ms. Holly, I'll go ahead and be your alternate. At this time, board members, you've seen the consensus. I'm assuming we're just going to go ahead and take a vote just in case. As the record proves, this is what we're going to vote on. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve this.
Well, I have a motion, I have a second. Any discussion, further discussion? Seeing none. Those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries 5-0. The time and date, let's go ahead and just keep the regular time. Second board meeting will be the regular board meeting at 5 o'clock, and then the workshop will be the 4th Tuesday of the month at 9 o'clock, unless the superintendent and the board chairs see otherwise. Is that good for everybody?
I'm sorry. We are going to have the board meeting at 5 o'clock unless, I'm sorry, please explain this to me.
Yes, ma'am. It's just the same as we normally do. The second Tuesday of the month, the regular board meeting will be at 5 o'clock. And then the regular workshop meeting will be the 4th Tuesday at 9 o'clock, unless the superintendent and chair need to have a meeting, or they meet on another, like we do in July, when we decide that sometimes we're just going to do a workshop. So that's what we're basically avoiding.
I personally would like to see the board meeting at 6 instead of 5, because I think that more of our community would be able to attend. I think we'll open it up for the community to be able to attend. I think this is one of the reasons for the board meeting. So, and I think 6 o'clock is a better time. We have, like people from different committees that can't make it because they have to work. They're driving a school bus or whatever the reason is. Okay, so I personally would like to see it at 6.
Right now, I forgot. Do I have a motion on the table? Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. So now we're in the discussion. Mrs. Richardson voiced her opinion. Do I have any other discussion?
Just that I would agree with changing it to 6. We've been talking about doing that. I know that, our staff is working all day long. I'm sensitive to that. I understand that. And I'm sure they want to get home to their families. But at the same time, I think it's important for community to be able to get here as well. And so many people are working and driving the bus even. We have someone who is driving the bus who can't be here, who's actually part of the union and should be here, and she can't because of being on the bus and driving. So I also would like to see it changed to 6.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll go ahead and call for a vote. Those in favor? Aye. Those opposed?
Nay.
Motion carries 3-2. School board attorney contract renewal. Can I get a motion for that?
So moved.
I got a motion. Do I got a second? I got a second. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. At this time, we're going to adjourn this meeting. And now we're going to go ahead and open up the St. Lucie County School Board meeting of November the 22nd, our regular board meeting at,
We got to go to the leasing.
oh, yep, you're right. Good job.
My apologies.
No, that's my fault. There you go.
I'm getting a lot of action here today.
No, I was trying to get us out quicker.
All right. I open the School Board Leasing Corporation Annual Membership Meeting. I call the St. Lucie County School Board Leasing Corporation Annual Membership Meeting to order with all members being present, including Mrs. Debbie Hawley, Mr. Troy Ingersoll, Mr. Jack Kelly, Dr. Donna Mills, and Mrs. Jennifer Richardson. All 5 of the St. Lucie County School Board members shall serve as the sole and ex officio members of the St. Lucie School Board Leasing Corporation. I call for a motion and second to approve the appointment of the members of the School Board of St. Lucie County as the ex officio Board of Directors of the St. Lucie County School Board Leasing Corporation.
I so move.
Okay, we had a first by Dr. Mills, second by Ms. Hawley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Meeting is adjourned. There we go. I call the St. Lucie School Board Leasing Corporation Board of Directors meeting to order. I call for a motion and second to name the chairman of the School Board of St. Lucie County as ex officio chairman of the Board of Directors of the St. Lucie County School Board Leasing Corporation and vice chairman of the School Board of St. Lucie County as the ex officio vice chairman of the Board of Directors of the corporation. Do I have a motion?
Second it.
Ms. Hawley, first, seconded by Dr. Mills. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. I call for a motion and second to name the chairman of the Board of Directors as the ex officio president of the corporation, the vice chairman of the Board of Directors as the ex officio vice president of the corporation, and the secretary of the School Board of St. Lucie County as the ex officio secretary and treasurer of the corporation. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Kelly, second? Ms. Hawley, seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Meeting's adjourned.
Thank you, Dr. Prince. Felt like you've done that for years.
Thank you, Mr. Ingersoll.
All right, now I'm really going to open up the meeting this time. Meeting's open for the St. Lucie County School Board regular meeting, November the 22nd, and it's 9:17. Calling the meeting to order. Do we have anyone to have an ESOL report? Seeing none, we're going to go to CWA report. Seeing none. Our Youth Advisory Council, it is good to see you. When there's no school out, you're making this a priority.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. All right, well, good morning, school board members, Superintendent Prince, and congratulations to our newly elected chairman, Mr. Ingersoll, and our vice chairman, Mrs. Hawley. This report will be relatively brief, as it's comprising of general updates from the past few months. Since my last report, the St. Lucie County Public Schools Youth Advisory Council held the inaugural meeting, where this year's cohort of council members, composed of high school students from across the district, were welcomed. Following this occasion, the Youth Advisory Council shared a student perspective on district-wide issues at our first general meeting of the year, hosted by Treasure Coast High School. Ms. Bridget Hargadine and School District Attorney Barbara Zadika joined us at the foregoing arrangement. Both guests prompted insightful conversations following their presentations on the district's 5-year strategic plan and Florida's Government in the Sunshine Law, respectively. During the meeting, council members voiced their opinions on issues within the district and their aspirations for what it would look like 8 years from now. Amongst these were hopes on implementing a program for current student St. Lucie Public School students to connect with St. Lucie Public School alums about enrolling in specific courses, preparing for life after graduation, or merely providing reassurance that everything will be okay after they graduate from high school. Additionally, the council shared thoughts on focusing on means to create cross-curriculum integration within our district. This open discussion between students and district administration is a testament to our school district's school-centered approach and willingness to uphold the values and beliefs of our youth, not only as students, but as individuals capable of creating a positive change within our community. As always, thank you to the school board for the opportunity to speak, and I look forward to updating you all at the December school board meeting. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you so much. Now, who's with you today?
I'm sorry?
Who's escorting you today?
This is my mom, and I have Mrs. DeMeo as well here.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Mom, for coming out today, making this a priority. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you as well.
Mr. Mayo, thank you as usual. This is Thanksgiving, everyone's off and cooking and doing whatever people do on Thanksgiving time, but yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you. All right, board members, we're going to go ahead and adopt our consent agenda. Can I have a motion?
Second.
I have a motion, a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Superintendent, I'm going to go ahead and ask for your recommendation now.
I recommend the board approve the consent agenda as presented, which includes the correction to item 11.1 regarding Daniqua Wilcox's resignation rather than a termination, and with the exception that items 10.6, 10.7, and 13.1 are deleted.
All right, board members, you heard the recommendation of the superintendent with his amendments and also deletions. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
So moved.
Second that.
I got a second, first and second. Any discussion? Seeing none, those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. All righty, moving ahead to the superintendent's report, action number 19.
All right, thank you. Just a couple of comments today. First of all, Mrs. Martin, we do have a video to boot up. I just wanted to share. A few weeks ago, we had the Fall Fun Fest. I think it's the 21st annual Fall Fun Fest with the Lions Club and the City of Port St. Lucie at the Mid-Florida Event Center and the LPA Jazz Band. The Greyhounds performed, and we had a little video of that. All right, thank you. So I'm a big supporter of the fine arts and the arts, especially our music programs at our various schools. I'm the first to say that my son was the drum major at Treasure Coast High School, and this is really a time that a lot of our fine arts programs are showcased in our districts with a lot of performances all across the district and celebrations, and I attend many of those. So I would encourage you, if you've got a local function, please go to it. It really is an opportunity to showcase our students. I also wanted to say congratulations. By the way, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate the board and the years of experience the board has. I go to the FSBA conference next week, and I can't tell you how many superintendents, and I've only been a superintendent for such a short time, but we're a model board, and you are a model board, and that just speaks volumes to your professionalism, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate you. But I did want to pivot real quick to staff. We have the best cabinet. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate the people that are here today, and we've got a couple of people out for the holidays, but we have just an amazing senior leadership team, and I'm very grateful to our predecessor, Mr. Gent, when I was the deputy, for really surrounding me with the greatest people. So I wanted to say thank you to all of you as well, which pivots to Dr. Rafael Sanchez. Give a wave back there, Dr. Sanchez, our Executive Director of Human Resources. Once again, for the 6th consecutive year, we were the best places to work for large employers. That's a tribute. That's a very hard recognition to get. It just shows how well we onboard and also treat our employees and the benefits that our employees get for being here. We also have 3 schools that are identified as schools of excellence by the state, Palm Point K-8, Fairlawn, and Mosaic. I want to congratulate those schools and staffs. That's a hard recognition to get because the state does set that bar very, very high. Lastly, I want to thank the voters. We had a successful referendum pass that brings about $23 million to the district annually, and it's so critically important because with the teacher shortage we have nationally, we're in a good place as a district. We have very few vacancies, and that's because we are a great place to work, and we do compensate our teachers well, and that's because of the referendum. And not only that, we keep our students and our staff safe, making sure we have a school resource officer in every one of our campuses. And those are two of the biggest priorities of the referendum, along with fine arts and mental health. Lastly, I wanted to say just be safe out there. It is Thanksgiving week. It's a very important time for me personally because I get to see all of my siblings and my family because we all do come together for Thanksgiving and the holidays. But I know a lot of people are going to be out on the road and traveling, so please be safe. Let's make it back safely. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Appreciate what you have. Thank your family and friends, and I hope to see everybody on Monday when I get back. So thank you. That concludes my remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. Number 20 is the attorney's report, and we want to again congratulate Ms. Shattuck for another year of representing us as a board. Report.
Thank you so much, Chair Ingersoll, members of the board, and superintendent. I don't have any specific report for you tonight, but I'd like to wish everybody a happy holiday. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving on to our school board members' report, we have to vote on our Citizens Advisory Committee appointments. You have turned them in. Thank you for getting that in. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Second. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Nextly, we have board members going out of town to the FSBA with the superintendent in Tampa, November the 29th through December the 2nd. I need a motion.
So moved.
Do I have a second? Second. Thank you so much. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none. Those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All righty. We're going to go ahead to our board members' report, starting with Mrs. Richardson.
Thank you, Mr. Ingersoll, and congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
I just want to say right now that I feel like I used to own a cleaning company, and we used to have to clean models. And one of the owners said to me one day, we were like a racehorse going through the models, just cleaning them, you know, and I feel like we're like running through stuff today, so I'm going to take my time today. I know we have to go home and cook and do whatever, but this is a board meeting, and it's important to me, you know, the things that happens here. So I'm going to go back again to the my stand on 6 o'clock. I guess I don't know. 6 o'clock to me is very important, and I just want to have this on record for parents to be here. This is not only about staff, it's about our community, and it's about our children, and it's about the parents, and it's about everybody that comes together to make this system. And if the parents are not here, and if we are not hearing their voices, then something is missing. And we should give the parents that opportunity to be here, and so that we can hear their voices as well. That is important. That is very important. That's a missing link here. And so for us to not make it convenient for the parents to be here, I'm so not in agreement. Having said all of that, I would like to thank some people, like these ladies that are here. I'm sorry. Let me put on my glasses because I am going to take my time. That are here every time we have a meeting. And they are passionate about what they believe in, and they make their voices heard. And I appreciate the passion and the advocacy that you have for our children, for our community. I do appreciate it. And I just want to say thank you for the commitment and the passion. The other person I'd like to thank is Mrs., and she's not here today, Mrs. Ingram. She's always here, always her voice. It's important that our voices are heard. It has to be all around. It just can't be one-sided. And I'd like to hear everybody's voice. I'd like to hear what you have to say. This is a board meeting. This is a meeting. It's not something that we just run through, because we are making decisions for our kids, for our and inevitably for our community. Because what we do here stems, it streams, it seeps, it's our community. So it is important. I went and visited White City a couple of weeks ago. They had like a career day. And I went and I visited them. And I was talking to a young lady. She's in 5th grade. And she had to present. And she said to me, I want to be a runner. That's what she had written on her paper. And then she looked at me and she said, she whispered, she says, I don't want to really be a runner. She says, I want to be a truck driver. You know, and I said, well, why didn't you put it down on the paper? She said, because she was embarrassed. Because it's not one of those, it's not a doctor, it's not a lawyer, it's not a whatever. She just wanted to be a truck driver. I said, honey, whatever it is you want to be, as long as you are the best at it, then that's what you want to be, that's your passion. I said, this community, this world cannot run without truck drivers. I said, I respect truck drivers so much. My daughter says to me that my car and myself have never met a curve that we don't like. And I'm telling you, I see them make U-turns. And in my car, I can't make one without hitting the curve. My son says not even going to change the rims on my car. That's it, you know? So so I'm going to pivot to, you know, our vocational tech schools. You know, I call it vocational tech school because that's what I believe it is. You know, it's not a career, whatever, it's a vocational, where we teach our kids and we encourage them to use their hands and to build and whatever, because this is how America grows. It's the building. You know, and so, you know, I'm pivoting into that. You know, I'd like to encourage our kids in that direction, not just STEM and STEAM and, you know, but to be building, to be using their hands, to be doing in that direction, because there are kids that are not going to go in that direction, that is not, going to go to college. So we have to have something for them. We can't sit here and make them feel ashamed that they want to be a truck driver or a bus driver or digging a hole or whatever. If they don't dig that hole, I can't go out there and dig the hole. I need to have somebody to come and dig those holes for me at my age. So we need to be encouraging our kids. Does that mean, is my time up? Is my time up?
No, you've got plenty of time.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, you know, when I went to White City, there was this, their police, a sheriff, sorry, and he was one of the kindest man that he was so kind. And so I couldn't say enough about him. And the way he melted in that atmosphere in the school. He was such a perfect fit for that school. And the schools that I've been to, I've seen, I've heard, you know, and it's just, they're just some perfect fits. And this is what makes St. Lucie County great, or make us whatever, the best school system. You know, the perfect fit. You know, I have nothing but good things to say about a lot of the schools that I've visited. You know, so I wanted to make mention of him. The teachers there, Mrs. Hart, you know, it was such a good day. The kids, they were so happy to show you and to present, and it was to me so amazing. But there's things that we need to add to. And I'd like to see us add to some of these things. You know, I'm going to stop right there, you know, because I need to have a one-on-one with the superintendent. I visited Dan McCarty, you know, and it's just, the changes that I've seen in Dan McCarty is exponential. It's great. But there are some other things that we need to see happen at these other schools. So I'm only saying that to say I'm grateful for the things that I've seen, the changes I've seen. The superintendent, he is so willing to make the changes, and he wants to make the changes. Sometimes his hands are tied, you know, but the changes that we can make, let's make those changes. Let's make those changes. That's what I'd like to see. I want to make special mention, Mr. O'Leary. That he is such a hard-working person. This man is up in the hurricane, I'm telling you, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, sending messages. And I'm thinking, when does he sleep? Go sleep. He has his hand in everything. And so I appreciate you. I thank you for all the hard work and just being there, being accessible. You know, I really do. And I didn't realize until recently how hard and how much you put into and how dedicated you are. You know, and I thank you. I thank everybody in their respective places. If I don't call your name, I appreciate you. And Lydia Martin, she's like a nurturer. You know, she makes sure that everything is, you know, we had the Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, she was this mother hen, just making sure that everything was done. You know, I appreciate that. You know, everybody doing what they're supposed to do to keep this running, to keep this system running. You know, so today I really want to say thank you to everybody in your respective places for everything that you have done. But you're going to be hearing from me just like this. This is a board meeting. This is what this is about. This is not about running through and the agenda and getting stuff done. This is about having these conversations so that we know where we stand and what we need to do. And so I am going to have these conversations. Going forward, these are the kinds of conversations I'm going to have, or I'm going to say. And if you have anything that you'd like to say to me, parents, or whatever, please come and see me. Let's have some conversations. Let's open this up now to have some conversations so that we can work together to make this school even greater system, even greater than it is right now. It is possible. So from my family, and last of all, I would like to say, I heard Dr. Prince, you know, going around at the Thanksgiving, and he was thanking everybody. He was personally thanking people for just thanking them. You know, he has a grateful heart. And he was saying, you know, your family is important, and your family is important. It is the most important thing that we have. It's our family. He said, go home, enjoy your family. That's what I heard him say. Okay, so I'm saying that my support system, especially my daughter, you know, I want to thank her, because without her, I don't even know where I'd be today. So I would like personally to thank my support system, especially my daughter, and to wish my family and yours a very happy Thanksgiving. And I'm over. I'm done. Thank you.
Mr. Kelly.
Yes, I want to congratulate our board members who just won their elections big, but especially want to thank, as Dr. Prince said, the citizens of St. Lucie County. I mean, we had a big win. A referendum, what did we get, like 98%? Not 60, 68 or something? It was, that's tremendous. And I want to thank the advisory board and everybody that worked on it to get that referendum passed for us. I don't know what we would have did if we didn't get that referendum done. So that's, what a reflection it is on everyone in the district. So it's wonderful. Other than that, I have Dr. Prince did show a clip of the Lincoln Park Academy Band at the Fall Fun Fest that we started 21 years ago, and they did a fabulous job, John. They actually were much better than that. I recorded that on my phone, so it wasn't the best, but the band was great. They were there for 3 hours, and we'd love to have them back again. And we have here a check from the Downtown Lions Club for $500 for the Lincoln Park Academy school band there, and we'd like to have them back again. And the last thing I want to say is I don't understand what's going on, Mrs. Martin, but I couldn't hear Mr. Ingersoll for 2 years, especially the first few months that I was on the board. And all of a sudden, he's got this microphone, and he sounds like he's talking into a volcano, and the microphone is, what happened? I mean, you guys all heard it. All of a sudden, you've got this commanding, congratulations on your, keep it up. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I know it's louder than it was, and you know it was. Thank you.
Chairman Ingersoll, if I may, I just wanted to thank the Lions Club and Mr. Kelly for allowing the students to perform and also for the donation. Thank you.
And we love to have him back next year, too.
Absolutely, sir.
Ms. Hawley.
Yes, this is a day for grateful hearts. I'm going to start and get through this part quickly, but you all evidenced my family here with me for the swearing in. There's my granddaughter, who is absolutely the light of my life and the one that motivates me to keep doing this work for all students in St. Lucie County. And then it was my mom's Bible that she was holding. So though I lost my mom a year or so ago, she was with us today and every day. And it was especially meaningful that my fellow board members were able to use that same Bible for the swearing in. As Mr. Ingersoll said, it was kind of fascinating that 2 ministers didn't think about bringing a Bible, but I did.
That was your mom.
That was a
your
mom thing. That was a mom thing, absolutely.
Blame mom,
Yeah.
right?
Well, there's a lot of mom things in my life. And she is the one that taught me how to be grateful and thankful for the many, many things that I have learned and had the great fortune to be able to take part in. So it was especially meaningful for me today to have all of my family here, my work family, friends, those of you that are viewing through social media. I take what I do here very, very seriously, and I want to thank all of the voters and all of my supporters for recognizing that, for always knowing that I have an open door and I'm willing to talk anytime, any place. I pledge to continue to do that during these next 4 years as well. It's a great joy, it's an honor to serve the residents of St. Lucie County in this position. And I want to say with my grateful heart how thankful I am for each and every one of you and for all you do every single day for the benefit of children in St. Lucie County. Thank you, and from my family to you all, I wish you a very, very happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Mrs. Hawley. Dr. Mills.
Well, the first thing I want to clear up, Ms. Hawley, is that had nothing to do with us ministers. It had to do with your mama. Your mama said that we were going to swear in with her Bible. And after having said that, I want to thank the community, first of all, for seeing, having faith in us as a board. This is about our community, it's about our children, it's about our county, and for you to have the faith in us that we can get the job done, that means a lot. And for each and every one of you who voted us back in, I personally appreciate you and your commitment to making sure that you have the best board possible, because I believe we've proven that in the past several years. We have gone from a low podium on the poll to up on the high podium of the poll when it comes to the state of Florida. And I too have heard other board members, and they have called me from other parts of the state of Florida and have said, what are you guys doing there? Can you help us? In fact, I told one of them, at least one, to call our superintendent. And no, I said, have your superintendent call our superintendent. Because it is about all of our children all over the country, all over the state. For me, it's all over the world. You know, it's just what it is for me. I did missionary work for 25 years in Haiti. I brought in 3 churches and 3 schools I created in Haiti, and a mission compound for 25 years. So for me, it's about children all over the world. It's not about us adults, it's about our kids. And part of that is that we work as a fine arm machine as a board. You know, whatever people see reflected in us is how far others will be able to go as a school district. And to know that we work together as a board and as a administrative staff and as a teachers and support staff is very important. And with that being said, I want to congratulate Mr. Troy Ingersoll and Ms. Debbie Hawley on your new positions as chairman and vice chairman. And we look forward to a wonderful year coming up. Also, I want to thank the community for your referendum vote, your school referendum vote for us. And I do say us because we are a family. We are a school family district. And sometimes we argue, sometimes we don't get along, sometimes somebody mistreats somebody, but we're still a family. And we will still love one another to the point of making sure that our children are very successful in this school district. We had the Education Foundation had their Gala Hall of Champion dinner event. It was Hawaiian theme. The Education Foundation, for those of you who don't know it, is a private organization that works in collaboration with the school district and provides grants and scholarships to our teachers and our district and our students. And I mean hundreds of thousands of dollars in this area. And so this was a fundraiser, and I hear that it was very successful. Doing this fundraiser, we have our community leaders. We call them Hall of Champions. And we had 2 Hall of Champions for community leaders, and then we had 2 for alumni. And so one of my alumni nominations and one of my community leaders nominations won, and they certainly deserve it. I don't have everybody's name in front of me, so I'm not going to call out who they were, but I thank each and every one of you that won. There were 4 winners. You deserve to win. You have made a tremendous impact in this community, and I'm glad that we were able to recognize you. We also recognized our SREA finalists and our principal and our vice principal up under the Education Foundation, who recognizes once a year, chooses the principal of the year as well as the vice principal of the year and our support staff person of the year. And thank you for those of you, Mid-Florida Atlantic, I believe is the one that will present a check for those people that will win that nomination. I want to say last but not least, I want to wish every family in St. Lucie County happy Thanksgiving. We have a lot to be thankful for, you know, as a county, but also as a state, and also as a country, and also as a world. We do have a lot to be thankful for. And we can either see, and I'm speaking, you know, my devotion, one of my devotions this morning, said to me, you can be a cat or you can be a dog. Dogs appreciate everything they have. If you go through the life of a dog, a day of a life of a dog, everything that dog gets is his favorite thing. Whether you pet him, that's his favorite. Whether you feed him, that's his favorite. You walk him, you give him a ride, you take him to the park, everything's his favorite thing. On the opposite, you can give a cat the same exact things, and they will just begrudgingly, you know, I can't wait to get away from these people. You know, they're captivating me in their home. I can't wait to break free. And they have the same exact thing as the dog has. So, with that being said, let us all be dogs. Let us all be dogs. This Thanksgiving holiday, let us all just be very grateful for, stop it, for everything we have. God bless all of you, and happy Thanksgiving.
Well, thank you, Dr. Mills. And I'm just as grateful as my fellow board members just to be here and honored to serve you for the next 4 years. I want to thank my wife, kids, and family for supporting the community, the district staff being here. You could be somewhere in this building off by yourself, but you chose to be here with us this morning. Yeah, right. But no, thank you for being here. Thank you again for the community. This is definitely an exciting time in our history. Go ahead.
No, I didn't want to cut you off.
Oh, it is fine. Go ahead. No big deal.
I'm telling Troy that I wanted to say one more thing. God forgive me first, and then hubby, you forgive me as well. I thank God for my husband of 47 years sitting among us today. 47 years we have been married and together as a couple. And I thank God for you, Reverend Mills, for putting up with me. Thank you. And also my daughter, who swore us in. This is the second time she swore a school board members in an election. She did it also in 2020. And I really do appreciate her. She is definitely a unique person. And the most important thing I appreciate about my daughter is she's got a missionary heart. She really does care and love people. So thank you, Judge Maynard, Shanique Maynard, for being willing to take out. She had to leave her courthouse to come here. So we thank you for that, Ms. Maynard.
Best looking balloons I ever saw.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, I got
That guy is a stud.
you. I try to do that anytime I can to you.
Look at him.
Oh, gosh.
Always dressing pretty
Beautiful
snazzy. And we do really appreciate Judge Maynard being here, making time out for swearing us in. That's something special. Judge Connor used to do that for us for a while, and then he moved on. But yeah, exciting times here in St. Lucie County. We have a lot of things going on. But I do want to just make sure that as a new chairman, I follow Robert's rules pretty well. I take a motion, I take a second, and then I ask for discussion. That is definitely the way that the meeting goes. So, board members, if you ever feel like you have to have something on record, you want to do it during the discussion time, because when we go back and look at things, we don't look at the end of the meeting to find out what you thought. We want to look at that time period. So if you feel like I've cut you short or the discussion short, please give me the finger the second finger, and say, I'd like more discussion, because that's key. I don't want to hurry through the meeting, but at the same time, I don't want to belabor the meeting. And I felt like I didn't have any discussion from other board members. So it's up to the chairperson to feel how the temperature of the board's going to make sure that everyone has their say. And as the chairman and as the leader of this, I want to always make sure that your thoughts and words come out on record at the appropriate time. Because we don't want to say, oh, this was on record, then at the end of the meeting, board member said something about this, and we have to go back and try to figure out what was actually meant or the intent. It has to be during that period of time. So I just wanted to make sure that that was cleared up. Also, workshop items need to come forth. If you, board members, for the next year, you have some workshop ideas that you want to discuss, please talk to the superintendent so that we can schedule that appropriately. One of the items that I want to, as I segue into our scheduled speaker, is putting our library books, having a discussion on that, making sure that everyone has read their books, so that if we do need to have a discussion, that we can have an intelligent discussion. I'm going to ask Chris at the beginning of January to call the board members, making sure that we're all up to date on reading our books, and that we can finally go ahead and take some type of action on that. Okay. Seeing that, or saying that, I'm going to go ahead and move on to our scheduled speaker. Ms. Dale Galliano, could you please come forth, state your name, and Ms. Shattuck will be our timekeeper for today.
Good morning. Dale Galliano, Port St. Lucie. I'm going to start with this because I got shorted last time. For all of us must appear before Christ to be judged by him. We will each receive what we deserve, according to everything we have done, good or bad, in our bodily life. And then I added my part is, how will we be answering this? This whole past couple of weeks has been a little bit crazy for me. There was Miracle on the Water. There was Thanksgiving coming up. I mean, this has been an action-packed month. And now we're getting into the holiday season, and it's going to be crazy for all of us. And we're going to have kids and everything. Everything is going to be wonderful. And we're all extremely thankful for all that we have. I've been listening to a lot of people, of course, there in Fort Pierce. Treasure Coast is solid with its kids. I would greatly appreciate the board meeting being moved to 6 o'clock. A lot of the parents have absolutely no way of getting here because they get off at 5. They wouldn't mind coming straight here, but they wouldn't be able to get here in time and be really set in order to say something or whatever. So if you could work with the community, it's one day, one evening a month. And if the parents could be included, it would be much easier for us to be able to get a consensus of what is happening. We don't hold our parents accountable. We have magnificent young women this beautiful young woman that is coming up that has excelled for being outside of the box because of the fact that she has come forward with all sorts of wonderful things. But we just shove everybody into the box, well, get along, move along, get to the next grade. There we go. We're going to make sure you read your books. We're arguing over, excuse me, not necessarily arguing, but we are having a point where we are having to discern whether or not these books should be in the schools. This shouldn't even be anything that we have to have in our minds, that we have to judge whether the books are good or bad. I've heard from some of you that, well, it's not that bad. Well, when you've got the type of atmosphere and the peer pressures and you've got all that's going on in this country and this state and in this county, we should be just trying to grasp onto our children, hold them close, making sure that they are safe of everything. I don't care if it's one sentence in a book. If that one sentence takes one child to a different level of which they shouldn't be, do you want to be responsible? I don't. That's why I'm standing here over and over again. We need to be able to take our children and make sure we demand from our parents. It's not a matter of sending a note, oh, your kid's late. Well, he has to come in to make up for it on Saturday. The parent, let's make sure that we burden the child on having to come in on Saturdays or whatever instead of the parent coming in. They're the one that made sure they made the kid late in the first place. No one is holding anybody accountable. We need it now. We need for us to be able to do this. We need my alarm to stop ringing. Sorry. We need to be able to have our children come first. And I know you people, every single one of you on this board, you're grateful for your families, you're grateful for this county, you're grateful for it all, and so am I. I'm grateful for all of you being there and looking out for our kids, and you've done a magnificent job academically. But now personally, we need to get the families together. I heard preachers this past week of it. The main thing is the family. We had families that were holding on, trying to be able to come together. It is Thanksgiving week. They're trying to get together again. And it's up to us to hold them accountable, because through the decades, we have let things go. We've allowed them not to take the responsibility. We have allowed them not to be able to stand up because of fear of maybe repercussions to their child or themselves. I ask for you, when it comes to the books, just get rid of them. I got a list the other day of over 1,000
30
books
seconds remain.
that are possible within the country. Are they here? No. But if we make a statement now, every book that comes forward that has some sort of CRT or any of the porn or whatever it is that we may distract our children, we get rid of. We're going to put it behind, because the colleges do not have a reading list that requires them to read this garbage. I've called a lot of them. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, and blessings to all your families. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Galliano. Again, from our school board to your family, have a happy Thanksgiving. Meeting adjourned.